pictured here is the start line 2,000 meters away from where we just were. The next race will be the under-19 women's 8. In lane 2, it will be Resilient. Oh, good toss. There's a strong tradition of throwing the coxswain in the water when you win a men's 8, a women's 8, any boat with a coxswain. The coxswain's probably going to get wet. So congratulations to those athletes from St. Catharines Rowing Club. Returning again, we have a start in the under-19 women's 8. In lane 2, closest to the screen, it's Resilient. Lane 3, Cambridge Boat Club. Lane 4, Westside Rowing Club in Buffalo, just across the border here from St. Catharines. Lane 5, CRI, who had 3 entries in the final of the under-19 men's 8. So that's a total of 4 under-19 8s in the final for the CRI program. That's pretty incredible. Lane 6, Thompson Boat Club, and Lane 7, the Argonaut Rowing Club. On the draw, looking like Alexandra Mikkeljohn was the coach of the Argonaut Rowing Club ladies for the under-19 women's 8. Alex Mikkeljohn taking home, I believe, 2 Henley Golds week in the senior women's lightweight events, and that just goes to show that you can both coach to give back to the athletes and succeed at a high level as an athlete here at the Royal Canadian Henley Regatta. Does look like the community boat in lane 5 out to a bit of a lead, possibly battling with Westside. Those two crews in Hudson Boat Works out of London, Ontario, but a little bit different from the distinctive colors. CRI has their red, I want to call it a navy, I guess. Not the color navy, but certainly all of their shells are their club colors, which is pretty exciting for them. And it does look like a very distinctive green color for the Westside Rowing Club, which does also look to be a Hudson shell. Always exciting to see any 8s storming down the field, very loud, very noisy. Of course, the coxswain's trying to keep the athletes quiet. You don't want to waste any energy making a lot of noise. You want everything to be quiet and still and precise, but there's no way to avoid the roar of 6/8s storming down the water, storming down the course, really trying to charge and get their bow ball in front of their competitors. Beautiful when those top 2 middle crews that were seated into the center lanes, leading the rest of the pack. That's what you're seeing on your screen right now, reminiscent of a race in swimming, perhaps at the Olympics if you've ever watched that. Generally, you do see those center lane athletes leading the rest of the pack, and that's what we've got right now. It looks to be lane 5, Community Rowing Club, leading the Westside Rowing Club in the under-19 women's 8, and those 2 crews trying to just break away from the rest of the field right now. Again, the race far from over. Not even halfway, not yet. Just trying to maintain a bit of a steady rhythm. At this point in the race, the legs are screaming, the lungs are burning. The athlete's doing everything they can to just keep working. The brain is going to tell you, no, I can't do this, I don't want to do this. And somehow these athletes, these ladies, are doing an excellent job of reminding their body of all the training that they've gone through, and the pedigree, the standard of speed that they are able to maintain, that they've practiced maintaining, I'm sure, endlessly over the winter, spring, and summer. This is a bit of a summer club championship. So we'll see if those athletes can hold on to their training and hold on to their race pace through the remainder of this race. Shot here of the Westside Rowing Club ladies, and just panning over to, I believe, Cambridge Rowing Club. And in the picture-in-picture, you see Abby from Leander receiving her trophy and medal for the under-17 women's single. In the background now of the race that we're seeing unfold is the Rennie Island, where the finish tower is the official finish tower for the Royal Canadian Henley Regatta, and all the regattas that are hosted here in St. Catharines at the St. Catharines Rowing Club course. interesting to note that some of the buoys that you see, the yellow and red buoys that mark each lane, sometimes one of the motorboats, the engines on the motorboats will cut those loose. Our CAT crew that does repairs on that are incredible at fixing it, but we go now to the grandstands with Carol Person.
Hi, Millet. And Abby, I have to ask you, as a speller, it's a very individual journey. You're on the water. Oh, I do want to like goal setting. Every race, like that is sort of goal concept. Last year I made to semis, last year in 17 single, and this year I'm trying to make finals and finish what I started. So coming first is like amazing. Was this your goal? Yes, it was. Well, the other race is coming down, so I'll bring this to a close. Have a great day. Thank you, you too.
Abby winning the U17 women's single, talking about goals, setting goals, achieving goals. You've got to wonder, now that she's achieved her goal of winning the under-17 women's single, if she'll try and copy last year's winner and make the junior team, the junior national team for Rowing Canada, and go to the Junior Worlds next year. Whatever your goal is, Abby, wish you good luck. And now we're just going to try and catch the finish of the under-19 women's 8 when we left the race. CRI, Community Rowing from Boston, was leading. They've got that distinctive red Hudson shell with the red oars, bit of a wave design on the end of the oars and on the back of their unisuits. We'll see if they can maintain their lead they had first half of the race through these last couple hundred meters of the race through to the finish line and hold off the remainder of the field in the under-19 women's 8 event. It does look like Community really opened up on that lead. I'd say almost a boat length of open water over the West Side Rowing Club program. Very dominant display by Community. Those athletes, you can see they're very excited on the screen, tired but excited, proud of the work that they've put in, proud of the training they've put in. Certainly months' worth of training, all paying off in this moment for them, achieving that victory in the women's 8 here at the Royal Canadian Henley Regatta. You can see the exhaustion starting to set in on the athletes from CRI, but just the excitement of having won, achieved presumably their goal, probably going to overtake whatever fatigue they're feeling. It makes it a little bit easier to withstand and stand back up, get on that podium when you are the one crew that is getting to go on the podium, because here at the Royal Canadian Henley, there are only gold medals. Only first place gets to take home a medal, gets to hoist that trophy for whatever event they're in, and CRI taking the victory in the U19 Women's 8. By the Winnipeg Rowing Club, I believe it was a margin of victory of 0.08. That's less than 1/10 of 1 second. So those girls probably out to make a bit of a statement today. In the picture-in-picture, you're seeing the Community Rowing Club athletes from the under-19 Women's 8 out at the grandstand, here to get their medals, probably going to congratulate each other, not just limited to the person in front of them, person behind them when they're sitting in their rowing shell. Now they're actually able to congratulate everyone in their boat for a very hard-fought and well-earned championship race. From our drone now, you can see the black boat in lane 5. That is the Ridley Grad Boat Club, just leading the way, just barely got, I'd say maybe half a boat ahead of the Ottawa Rowing Club. In bow of this Ridley Grad Boat Club, you have Ali Whitty. I know that Ridley did make some purchases to new shells. Ridley Grad, based out of St. Catharines here in Ontario, share a compound with the Brock University program and St. Catharines Rowing Club program. They were dedicating their new shells last night, a double, I believe it was, to their coach, Nancy Stores. and a single was actually dedicated to Allie Whitty's father, Dave, who has clearly contributed to this program. These Ridley girls leading the race in lane 5 in that black boat. They will be looking to defend this title, the Asbury Run Club. They've also had a great week. And we are going to go now to Carol Purser at the grandstand.
Congratulations on a very exciting race. Oh my gosh, the crowd is going wild. Did you hear them? Let me get your names. Ava Smith, Lydia Larder, Kiki Densel, Caitlin Pritchett, Isabella Larder, Maya Larder, Ellie Baker. Congratulations. Now, it's a long season to get to this Henley gold medal. What or who is the glue that keeps you guys together?
I don't know. I mean, all of us, like, we row every day, twice a day the whole summer. Like, but I think especially, like, there's so many girls that just, like, come through for CRI in the summer and, like, so grateful that we get to, like, have some, like, we're all CRI, but, like, it's so awesome to have this summer. Like, we get to come together. It's just, it's, like, it's the end, like, the best season ever. I don't know.
Well, congratulations. Have a great day celebrating.
Congratulations again to the Community Rowing Club champions in the under-19 women's 8. Just behind them, don't know if you were able to catch it, but it did look like Ridley